So, this weekend the URC finished for this season, and with Munster pulling off that impressive win against Stormers to win the whole thing. So I thought what I'd do is I'd sit down, have a look at some of the numbers, kind of do a review of this season, and a bit of a comparison from this season to last season, kind of see who improved, who didn't, and throw some numbers and stuff, and see if we can figure out maybe what was the better season on a whole or not. So I guess we'll get into it. So I'm gonna start talking about league position first. Then I'll get into some of the games. So league position, I've got some stats for you. I've got the average points. I've got how much each team gained and lost. I've got the biggest climbers and biggest fallers, and then I have got the average scores of across all games from last season and this season, and we'll have a look at the two, and it's quite interesting. So let's get into it. So the top three this year, so Leinster, Ulster, Stormers, had enough points to top last year's table. So it obviously shows that the top teams got a lot better, and you'll see that when we look at each team's points gained and lost. Although the eighth team, which was Sharks, would not have had enough points to make playoffs last season. So, yeah, it's kind of, you can see that the top teams got better and kind of everyone else kind of dropped a bit. That'll happen. The average points for this year is 47. The average points for last year was 46. Now, obviously, that's rounded up. It's like 47.2, and I think it's like 45.6. So I just kind of rounded them to the nearest. So both about the same, which, to be honest with you, you'd expect. And this year is obviously slightly higher. And I think, yeah, I can see it more. Yeah, when it comes to some of the other things, you'll see why. So we'll have a look at the points each team scored now. So Leinster gained 12 points on last season. Ulster gained 9 points. Stormers gained 7. Glasgow gained 13. Munster lost 1. This is only in the league. Bulls lost 5. Connacht gained 9, sorry. Sharks lost 9. Lions gained 4. Cardiff gained 12. Benetton gained 6. Edinburgh lost 16. Ospreys lost 11. Scarlets lost 11. Dragons gained 4. And Zebra gained 2. So from them, the biggest climbers were Glasgow, who gained 13 and moved from 8th to 4th. The biggest fallers were Edinburgh, who lost 16, dropping from 7th to 12th, which kind of shows the difference in the two Scottish teams, one doing really well, one doing not so well. So I've now got, that's the league. Obviously, playoffs were slightly different. There was a team, Munster, for example, who came 5th, which, if you've seen my final review, you'll know that I said that Munster kind of had a normal, average normal league season for them, which they did. Kind of 5th is probably roughly where you'd expect them. If you asked me to predict where they'd come at the start of the season, I'd probably say around 5th in the league. It's been the playoffs that they were outstanding in, and kind of can see why. I think that Munster are a more playoff team than league team, but yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, the league, they lost 1 point. It's the league, they kind of stayed the exact same. It was the playoffs they did so well in. So how the average points were higher was that the average score is closer this season. So last season, the average score rounded to the whole number is 30 points to 20. So the home team had 30, the away team had 20 on average. This season, the home team had 28, the away team had 22. So that actually puts it within the one score losing bonus point, which I think explains why there's a slight jump in points, because more teams picked up losing bonus points. I think as well, I think they must have lost try bonus points because it's not as high scoring. It dropped. So the same number of points were scored, but the win margin was smaller, which I think says that less teams got the try bonus point, but more teams got the losing bonus point. So I think that kind of explains why it's a couple of points higher average. Now to think, what was the better season? As an Edinburgh fan, I really want to see last season because I just kind of want to forget about this season, but that wouldn't be fair on the 15 other teams' fans, because I think as a majority, teams had a better season this season. Well, I guess it depends, South African teams did worse overall. Irish teams did better, Welsh teams did worse, and Scottish teams, there's two of them, they split. Italian teams did better. So it really, where you come from, what team, on a whole, what season did I prefer? From a neutral standpoint, I really want to say last season still. I don't know why I preferred last season. I don't know if it's that Edinburgh tinge still coming through. I'm really trying to stay neutral and think about it, but yeah. Well, let me know what you think, if you think this season went better, if a Munster fan turns around and goes, I much prefer this season, I fully understand why. But if I don't know, an Ospreys fan says I preferred last season, I'd also understand why. So, let me know. I love having the discussions, and I'll see you next time.